Level 2, this is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Shout out to our guy, Drew Martin. And we sub out Drew Martin, and big man on campus steps up and in onto the floor. 38-22 right now for the Kansas Jayhawks. I'm disappointed, big man. I'm on Samford. I hyped them up. They're getting punched in the mouth early right now. I did bet the over, so I like the tempo and the pace, but Kansas are just having their way offensively with these guys. Samford can't stop them. Oh, we'll get big man's audio up here. We'll get his audio up. There we go.
Thanks for having me, guys. There's a couple of things you don't want to do, and one of them is press Kansas because it really doesn't matter the personnel. If you can get through the first wave of pressure from any team, look, they have enough talent on this team to score points. Samford needs to pick it up offensively a little bit as far as the over is concerned. But, yeah, listen, Gonzaga I thought would have a similar performance. You just can't press teams like this and expect to get stopped.
Yeah, Samford haven't scored in over 3 minutes right now. They've been stuck at 22. They just need to calm down, hit a couple of shots, and I think they can get back in this thing. I don't know about winning it, but I think, we've seen teams go on runs in these games. There's a bucket that they just hit. Just sort of calm down and hit some shots. So, before we move on here, actually, let's get people caught up to date here with the scores. And I'll give you a chance, big man, to rip on Calipari and that pathetic-ass coaching performance. Like, seriously, I don't know, what he gets paid to do. I mean, I guess he's a recruiter. He recruits them, and he doesn't coach them. I've seen street ball teams, literally street ball teams with more strategy, right, where there'll be a guy on the floor that'll call other people out and say, don't do that, or we got to do this. Shout out to everybody joining us on Sirius XM Channel 159. This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Quick update right now. Washington State lead Drake. I've watched very little of this game, to be honest. 33-29 at the half. What do you think of this game, big man? Washington State are laying 3.5 at the half right now. The total is 134.5.
Yeah, about 2 minutes before this game started, I don't think I saw one person on Washington State, and I saw the number drop to 1, and I thought, you know what, I'm playing Washington State here. I thought it was a toss-up game, two really good teams. I leaned Drake initially, and then I kind of thought, well, Washington State did, I thought that times are their best team in the Pac-12. They look good so far.
Cam, you're on Washington State. They're up 33-29 right now at the half. They're up by 4. Total's 134.5 in that game. NC State, big man. Texas Tech were a trendy pick. A lot of people like Texas Tech talking about NC State. We're going to let down. That they weren't really that good. They had a nice run in the ACC tournament, but here they are, man. They're battling, and they're up 4 on Texas Tech at the half right now.
Yeah, this game I also played right before it started, and I kind of told myself if Warren Washington didn't play for Texas Tech, he's their 7-foot big, I was going to take a little NC State, and, he hasn't played much. You have to be able to handle DJ Burns, and I didn't think that Texas Tech without him had a capable guy to deal with him with. So, yeah, nice start for both these teams. I have had the issue of teams just completely folding in the second half, so hopefully they both continue to play well.
Yeah, I was going to say there's still a lot of basketball left here right now. The Tennessee Volunteers are just lighting up St. Peter's. St. Peter's trip is going to be a short one this year. 65-34 right now.
What St. Peter's could not have happened. They could not go down like 15-2, 27-7. I thought this game could be concerning for Tennessee just because St. Peter's is a lot like South Carolina, who gave Tennessee a lot of trouble. But I've learned one thing today, Gabe. Backing teams that can't score, probably not the best way to cover spreads in March Madness because generally they don't score. Akron today was kind of case in point.
The game that frustrated me the most, dude, was Nevada. I had Nevada against Dayton. You get outscored 20-4 to end the basketball game. Dear God.
Usually have those go against me. I'm not going to celebrate that one because, I feel bad that you had it. That's this tournament. I will tell you, though, if I could just talk about Calipari for just a second. I mean, I don't understand. It's like he's the only person on the planet that didn't know that Oakland played zone. I don't understand. It confounds me.
Yeah, he didn't adjust once either. That the lack of urgency, the lack of adjustments. Dude, Reeves was like hitting shots from everywhere. They're not getting him the ball. It was just the lack of structure was just they were doomed. I mean, he got outcoached. Let's just call it off what it is. He got outcoached.
But after the kid Golke makes 4 or 5 threes, like, wouldn't you at that point think maybe there's something we should do here, right? Like,
yes.
What do you think, assistant? Or what?
Yeah, they didn't defend him. Like, they were like, well, you know. And over and over. They started to with like 4 minutes left in the game. And even Steve Lavis was like, you know, it's a little too late.
Right.
I mean, even Lavis was getting mad during the game because I don't understand what they're doing here and not doing or their lack of doing.
This shows you how important coaching is.
Yeah.
You know?
You'll notice a lot of the early theme, it's only been one day. And I saw you tweeting, big man, about the Duquesne coach.
No, he's terrific.
Yeah, and you'll notice, so you got the Oakland coach. Now you get the Duquesne coach. It sort of seems like there's a little theme here. It's like a tribute to the basketball lifers. You know what I'm saying? The mid-major, long-term basketball lifer coaches are getting their little 15 minutes of fame here now.
Yeah, and you like to see it because, you know, like a guy like Greg Campy, I don't know if there's a better guy in basketball than him. You look at Keith Dambrot.
Yeah, like Cam said, hopefully he gets more than free French fries next time.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Pasta,
man. Like,
steak or something.
Yeah, they go. He does his radio show.
They charged him after the radio show.
Yeah, they give him.
I know what that's like actually, but I'm surprised they're screwing a coach over. Right? Even a coach, imagine you're like, all right, here's the $18 here.
No, you guys go to the tournament, free fries. I was thinking like maybe like free everything, but okay.
Yeah, maybe give him a free meal once in a while. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, they said during the broadcast, they said that after they won the Horizon League, he goes, yeah, I normally have to pay my bill after my weekly radio show at the local restaurant. He goes, after we won the Horizon, they gave me free French fries.
French fries.
Yeah,
I'd be going to a different restaurant.
I agree, Morency. I'm going to take my radio show on the road.
Yeah.
Rival bar.
Free fries.
I will say this. Maybe they probably say to him, hey, you don't have to pay. And he's like, no, I want to pay. Like, I saw he was, during the conference tournament, he was like at McDonald's, like working in the drive-thru, like as like a way to like.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But he is, on a serious note, he is one of the last true coaches in America, right? Like he actually cares about the long-term kid, right? You know, what are they going to do after school? Are they going to be set up for themselves? We just don't have that much anymore.
Big man on campus kicking with us, the Rage of Redhead, Cam Stewart. Speaking of fries, actually, we'll get the picture up. Mm-hmm. There was a scandal in Vancouver earlier in the week. I don't know if you guys remember Cam about a couple of months ago, Buddy, when the Fontaine Blow opened in Las Vegas. Buddy showed the pictures, $24 nachos that he waited an hour to get. They were like six tortilla chips.
Yeah.
They should see the fries they're selling in Vancouver.
SportsGrid's going to have you covered for this NCAA tournament.
That's the movie that we know. When it's win or go home, they love to go home.
Tennessee's now in my phony club. They should all get together and drink green tea.
Furman's going to have a
That is a team I'm betting on right now.
We are feeling this. You are feeling this at home. The excitement and the atmosphere.
Only on SportsGrid.
The NC State game on Saturday against North Carolina that stood out most to me, that they not only went on a 5-day heater like they did in '83 when Valvano took them another 6 games and they won the national championship.
The committee didn't sit there at the beginning of the week and think that Oregon, New Mexico, NC State, Duquesne, they didn't sit there planning for all those teams to go and win.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
I think JMU is going to knock off Wisconsin. I think JMU, with the way that they can score the ball and spread you out, Wisconsin struggles to defend. They're in the bottom third in defensive efficiency.
Iowa State's not going to beat you with offense necessarily. They're just not. Illinois will beat you with offense. I like Illinois. I don't love them enough to beat UConn. You got to guard at some point. Give me Connecticut to make the Final Four.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Pro League Soccer, powered by Marca.
I would be willing to bet the under 2.5 goals.
Fantasy sports today.
Especially in head-to-head formats in fantasy, I think I'm going to go with Juan Soto.
Game time decisions.
People don't like it. I don't really care. I cannot believe anybody is betting the Clippers at this number.
Betting above the rim.
All I've heard you say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live, all access.
Nobody has been more profitable as a dog than Shaka Smart teams.
Winning back-to-back road games. I don't care if they're playing Topeka High. I wouldn't give them any chance whatsoever.
In-game live, prime time.
Back-to-back, just utterly stinker quarters.
In-game live, overtime.
Honestly, as you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This game is slowing down a little bit, but it's slowing down because Samford are actually getting back in it. They've calmed down. They're just sort of playing more relaxed. That's what I said. Just sort of calm down, relax, guys. I can understand they're excited, they're fired up, and boom, that was a big time three.
They need to get this under 10.
Yeah, as the kid shot it there, Jeff, I was like, man, this goes in. They're going to feel it on the bench right now. Their fans are all fired up. They're feeling it. They're chipping away. They're back in it, Cam. They're down by 9 right now, 42-33.
There was a thought that I had in my head that this was going to go like McNeese Gonzaga.
Yeah, that was going to get away from them.
Yeah.
All right, so second half coming up, man. I need Texas Tech to win this game, guys.
So do I.
37-33. 33-39, 33-29. We're still at the half, and Tennessee's winning by 30, still 68-38 with 7.5 left. Let's jump into tomorrow's card and start getting Big Man on campus. We'll get all of Cam's picks before he's done for tomorrow. Can't keep us up to date with the NHL because I know you got your eye on that. Yep. We're going to start from the back end of the rotation here right now. St. Mary's, Grand Canyon. We spoke earlier in the week, Big Man, and if memory serves me correctly, were you thinking that the Lopes were going to hang around in this game?
Yeah, I think they are. I think this is the one game that probably comes down to the wire. This game and the Madison game, I think, both come down to the wire. Look, these aren't going to be like these games tonight where you have up and down basketball. The thing is, at the end of the day, Grand Canyon has the best player on the court. Tyon Grant Foster is the best player on the court to me. To me, like this was like 71-69, 74-70. I think this is one that comes right down to the wire. And again, I just think it's because of coaching. Both these guys are terrific. These are two of the best coaches in the country, and Bennett and
Drew and Bennett, yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And there's a kid for St. Mary's. He's been out, Josh Jefferson, 6'8" wing player. I think he would have been really big in this game. He could have kind of stuck Grant Foster. Not having him is going to be difficult. As long as Grand Canyon doesn't get destroyed on the glass, I think they'll be right in this game.
TCU and Utah State. TCU are laying 4 points in this one.
Yeah, I thought this was a tough one. TCU is a team that really has been an annoyance for me this year. I just haven't had a lot of luck with them. This is a game I didn't look much on. I kind of passed. I think all in all, Utah State, great Osabor, the big, kind of looks really good in like a Mountain West, but jumping up against a Big 12 team where everybody's bigger, everybody's faster, everybody's stronger. I think both these teams score effectively. Both want to run in transition. I don't know. Another one I passed on. I lean TCU just winning the game and bracket, but I didn't bet it.
Aren't they similar, Cam, too, and Big Man, in the sense that you don't really know what you're going to get with either team, do you?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. TCU could be really good, Cam, and they might be
they could lay an egg.
They can't shoot. Yep. And it's just like – and then Utah State, Load up on Utah State, and you'll be like, I can't believe I just bet on Utah State versus a Big 12 team as they get pasted. I know what you mean. It has
like
that
Boise
sort of
State, Gabe. We talk about this team. Guy comes up to me, he goes, Boise State's going to beat Colorado by 20. I go, are you on glue, dude? You think they can pull away from Colorado?
Well,
Like,
look
that's
at
the thing,
Colorado
right?
State, Cam. We're talking smack about getting put in the in-play game. You scored 11 points against Texas
in the first half. Yeah. Exactly.
Like those Mountain West teams and Nevada. You just blew Nevada. You outscored 20-4. I'm having a hard time with this Mountain West, bro, right now, which leads us into UAB tomorrow, right? 7+7.
Yeah, it's not been a good tournament for them so far.
What do you think of that UAB game tomorrow with San Diego State?
I didn't understand this number. I would put it out at like 4.5. Yeah. I know they're not going to do that. This game screams just like last year for San Diego State in the first round. They had a barn burner against Charleston, found a way to win the game, didn't cover. We're laying 7.5, didn't cover, but they found a way. UAB is hard to get in front of right now. This team has been really good. I think they have plenty of length to deal with Jalen Ledee. I'm just not a big fan right now of San Diego State's guards. I just don't think they're very good. I don't think they're those great shot makers that we feel like they are. Losing Bat Bradley hurt for them. It's interesting. Grand Canyon and UAB are very similar type teams. I think UAB can hang here. I thought 7.5, 8 was too much.
And the thing is, guys, when I looked at UAB this year, I'm like, I can't believe how many points they score. Like a couple games, 196, whatever. Like I'm like, because I just remember the old 40 minutes of hell and like the way their program was based on defense, speed, playing both sides of the ball. Like these guys can score, man. And that's one thing that San Diego State can't do sometimes. San Diego State can go ice cold despite having a good D, right?
UAB is also an elite offensive rebounding team. They are relentless on the glass. You look at tonight, I don't mean to go back to this, but it seemed like McNeese State missed like 25 easy shots in the first half around the rim. I feel like UAB is the type of team where they're similar to McNeese. They're just better. They're better around the rim. They're better jump shooting teams. Yeah, I think UAB is a live dog.
I'm going to bet the money line.
You are right, Cam. It's tough to lay points, like 7 points, with a team that for a fact will have like a 4 or 5 minute lull where they're going to toss nothing but bricks. it's going to happen with SDSU.
I just worry, Gabe, because I think a lot of people in the know that spread's way off. Like it should. I'm with Big Man. I think I would have made it 4.5. Like that 4.5. Like 7.5 is nuts.
It feels like this is going to be one of those games. We're going to come back from the break and it'll be like, hey, UAB and San Diego State are tied at 70 with 7 seconds left. Right? It's going to be one of those.
Overtime and then SDSU wins
maybe.
That's
how we said it. It's going to end up in overtime. No, it will be close. I think it will be close. I think San Diego State survive like 72-70 or something like that.
Ken Palm had it 9, which I thought that was high. Throw in, look, UAB as well, very good free throw shooting team. Okay, when you're backing a team getting points, can they rebound?
Very critical,
Do they make free throws? UAB's tough, well-coached team.
I love that team.
All right, we got the end of the half here. I don't know why you just didn't shoot, kid.
Yeah, this is a super high-scoring game.
The guys, so 48-38 at the break. Sanford were getting messed up early. They were overwhelmed. This is pretty good that they're down 10 only. Like, if I'm Sanford's coach and I'm the players, I'm like, guys, we just got to go on a run to start the second half, and we got a game. Mm-hmm. So I spoke about French fries earlier. How would you feel, Cam, paying for these French fries? This is at the Vancouver. Now the Canucks are good. They're ripping the fans off. Hockey fans aren't happy after a woman was charged $10.
$10? That's not even 15, a kid size.
There's 15 fries. So you got charged 89 cents a stick, Cam.
Basically,
it's like nearly $1 a fry now. You go to a game, $1 a fry.
Yeah. Like I can get a 20-pound bag of potatoes for $2, and they're literally taking a potato and frying it. You get 15 fries from a potato.
Would you say something if they handed you this when you bought it at the thing? You're standing there at the game. You'd be like, "What the f is this?" You'd be like, "No. This isn't a serving."
Coke and half of it's drinking or a quarter. Like, what the hell? Fill it up. Like that's unacceptable.
Like that, Big Man.
What is that?
15 French fries for $10. 12 plus tax. $12. $12.
That's $1 fry.
Hopefully Greg Campy gets more in his free fries.
Yeah,
that's what they gave him.
Special.
What a world we're in, 2024. You get charged $12, plus you got a tip, like $15. Literally
$10.
$1 a fry, Cam. That's what it's like. It's $1
Dude,
fry.
look at the thing they're serving it on too. It's like an ashtray. Like it's like $15, and like that's a joke. Like I'm
It's
sorry,
one of those drink carton type things.
Yeah,
Like,
that is a $2 item if I've ever seen one. But anyway, that's me.
Can you
and food.
imagine how much money they're making, guys? Think about that. They're charging that. How much did those 15 fries cost them?
Morency,
And
I
they
used
just
to,
got
I used to
$12
peel
for it.
potatoes at a restaurant. You get the 50-pound bags for like $6. Like they're
getting
robbing
$12 for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great. The potato game. Wow,
insane.
It really
The
is.
announcers are having fun with it. I don't know if the owner's going to like it. Like they asked the players there, what do you think of the French fries in the building? And the players like, oh, no comment. Like, I don't know about that.
They want to get fined.
Yeah, what do you want the player to say? What do you want Pedersen to say? Oh, our owner's greedy?
Yeah.
Just say, no, I'm making $12 million a year now. That's how they're paying them, Cam. French fries. Yeah. Less fries.
SportsGrid's going to have you covered for this NCAA tournament.
That's the that we know. When it's win or go home, they love to go home.
Tennessee's now in my phony club. They should all get together and drink green tea.
Furman's going to have a chance. That is a team I'm betting on right now.
We are feeling this. You are feeling this at home. The excitement and the atmosphere.
Only on SportsGrid.
The NC State game on Saturday against North Carolina that stood out most to me, that they not only went on a 5-day heater like they did in '83 when Valvano took them another 6 games and they won the national championship.
The committee didn't sit there at the beginning of the week and think that Oregon, New Mexico, NC State, Duquesne, they didn't sit there planning for all those teams to go and win.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
I think JMU is going to knock off Wisconsin. I think JMU, with the way that they can score the ball and spread you out, Wisconsin struggles to defend. They're in the bottom third in defensive efficiency.
Iowa State's not going to beat you with offense necessarily. They're just not. Illinois will beat you with offense. I like Illinois. I don't love them enough to beat UConn. You got to guard at some point. Give me Connecticut to make the Final Four.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. Pro League Soccer, powered by Marca.
I would be willing to bet the under 2.5 goals.
Fantasy sports today.
Especially in head-to-head formats in fantasy, I think I'm going to go with Juan Soto.
Game time decisions.
People don't like it. I don't really care. I cannot believe anybody is betting the Clippers at this number.
Betting above the
All
rim.
I've heard you say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Nobody has been more profitable as a dog than Shaka Smart teams.
Winning back-to-back road games. I don't care if they're playing Topeka High. I wouldn't give them any chance whatsoever.
In-game live. Prime time.
Back-to-back just utterly stinker quarters.
In-game live. Overtime.
Honestly, as you sit here and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
$42-38 NC State. Second half has just started. I am Gabriel Morency. Time just flying by here tonight. Our NCAA tournament special. All right, so Big Card Julio is actually going to join us, but if you can, Tommy, I'll send him a message as well. Because look, let's let him watch the game, and we'll get him on. Tell him we'll get him on at 12:40 Eastern. All right, Tommy. Because the second half has just started. We're not going to get him on in 10 minutes. He's in the arena. It's going to be all chaotic and stuff. Let's let the game wrap up, and we'll do a post game with him at 12:40 with Julio. We got Sean Higgs joining us in level 3 as well. We got big man on campus, Cam Stewart in the house right now. What's going on in the NHL, Cam? How you doing with this? Oh, God, the Oilers have come back on the Sabres,
I should have cashed out with the Sabres. Greedy, but I'm doing well.
5-3, just like that.
Unbelievable, man.
Like, the Ducks are beating the Blackhawks 2-0. The Canucks are beating the Habs 2-0.
Yeah. Vegas.
Lightning Sharks 1-1.
And I'm on the Lightning in a parlay with the Vancouver Canucks and the Vegas Golden Knights. So I need Tampa Bay to beat San Jose. It's kind of like a George Kurtz Captain Chalk puck. But I did take Anaheim over Chicago at home, but I am on the Buffalo Sabres. And Tommy, I need a miracle, buddy. We need a couple of goals from this. Even lose 5-4. 5-4 is perfect. 5-3 is not. That's the problem.
So 42-38 here with NC State over Texas Tech. In-game total, guys, is 151.5. We're already at 80 right now. There's 18 minutes left in this game, big man. There's going to be a ton of fouls in the second half here, too. You know things are going to get chippy here with these teams. They're already on the free throw line here, although he just missed on Tech. I think it goes over 151.5, guys. We're here to give people picks. I'm going to give people a pick, and I'm going to bet it on my phone that I might retire, actually, and it just turned off. My phone is, like, on its last legs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to retire this phone, like, after tonight, actually. And I don't even have to buy a new one. I already have it.
Nice, Gabe. My phone's so old it doesn't even have a mobile hotspot. I got Samsung 3. I think they're on 32 now, aren't they? This thing sucks.
Samsung 3?
Yeah, it's like a 3G. Yeah, no, I think this thing, I bought it like literally
3G.
For like
you imagine, big man, working on 3G phone, bro?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it holds the photos. What's it got, like the memory? I don't know if I can take a picture of you guys. This thing sucks.
No way.
I got to upgrade. No, I'm not even lying. Ask Morency. Like, I got some pretty bad stuff. I got like records and things, but my phone really
bet on that and stuff.
As bad as my other phone, it still goes through to the betting sites, but a lot of rebooting. But Gabe has a good phone and he still reboots. So it is what it's kind of the way things work these days. I'm actually sick and tired of it, Morency. Like, have you been noticing too on the site? The scores are all wrong. Yeah, it's a 3G. Aren't we on 5G now or 6?
Yes, we're on 5G now.
Yeah. Basically, big man, I have a TV with an antenna.
You're like 15 years behind society. You and Babano. Babano's like, I don't know, Babano's on 2G, I think.
Babano, you see the guy, he's got prison walls and stuff, though. At least I have a few items that are like,
he's
my
phone dial-up.
Yeah.
You know, like, I asked him. He still has not got a new phone. I asked him. I said, how long? And he wouldn't answer. He never answers any questions, Jeff. You know he's weird, right? You know how he is, so. Like, you know, you ask him anything other than sports, he gets defensive. So I said, when was the last time you bought a phone? Well, a little while ago. We finally got at him. His phone is like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like, even if I don't lose my cell phone, I upgrade like once a year type thing.
I have 128 gigs, and I don't have enough space. That's crazy.
I don't do too much, big man, on my phone other than bet. Like, it's there.
So, no, you just need to get there. But you are right. The better the phone doesn't automatically mean you're going to get the betting easier.
No, I've tried.
It's hit or miss. Like, these apps suck. Like,
remember, I got wasted, Gabe. I think we both lost our phones that day too. And I had a real slick one for a while, and it's the same crap. I'm like, might as well just get a phone that makes calls. What am I doing? Like, I'm not a professional photographer. I don't need to make videos on my phone like these Apple commercials. I want to bet.
One thing that enrages me about this modern era is, how the hell can I not place a bet on my laptop, man?
That's what I'm trying to.
Are you kidding me? And my phone just died. I got to charge it. It's on 0. I can't get a bet in. No, but Cam, when I bet, look, I'm sitting in the same spot, obviously. I have a phone and a computer here. I bet on my phone, it allows it. I bet on this, it pops up. You're not in a geographical location that's allowed to bet. It's like I'm sitting in the same damn spot beside my phone.
I'm going to tell you something, Gabe, what we got to do, and we've been talking about it for a while, and I'd be like, I got to remember because I got things in my head. Tablet. A big screen tablet, and it'll do the exact same thing as a phone, and it's kind of like a computer. It's a middle ground. That's what we need. Because I don't understand how this damn me and Dave both have Apple computers, big man. We can't bet on them. We're geo-blocked.
What do you have to do?
You can do the software. No, you can't. I've tried everything.
Listen, you have to get
It's this specific book. They don't let you bet on a laptop anymore.
You got to get a geolocator. It locates where your computer.
Yeah, we got all that crap.
Well, big man, I'm telling you, we've done it all. It still doesn't work on a computer. I don't know what they do with this thing. It's crazy. And I've asked tech experts. They can't fix it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird. Tablets.
Man, my stupid phone's still charging here, too. 36-33. Oh, here come the Drake. Here come the Drake.
I'll tell you one thing about a 3G phone. Lasts a long time, too. Battery life, strong. Never charge. It's
You're
just
never on it.
Yeah, you're right. An electronic brick just sits there, waiting for bets. Oh boy. Oh, what's going on? Oh, are we back? No, I think your microphone kicked out. So what do we got here? Drake's taking the lead. Drake. No, they're tied. Drake and Washington State are tied 36-36. What live line? Drake is the favorite. -2.5. Total 132.5. Anything, big man? We've talked about this. This game's coming down to the wire. Like, I'm on Washington State, but
yeah.
I
think both these games are going to come down to the wire. I mean, Texas Tech, NC State's been close pretty much throughout. I'd figure both come down to the wire. I agree with you on that.
What are we going to do with this Samford, Kansas game live?
I'm overheating.
Is 10.5 enough? Is 10.5 enough for us, Gabe? Yes, he's back. 10.5. Samford.
Don't call it a comeback. I was already here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it going with the comebacks. I think Cam got that one.
No, I got it. I was just wondering what's sometimes when Tommy's high, I got my head's
39-36 with for Drake right now. So they've come back on Washington State. 47-43 for NC State. Total 149.5. It's all about the fouls when it comes to these when it comes to the in-game totals, and very little fouls here. Both teams have only fouled each other once, so maybe my phone having to restart might save me because I was about to jump in on the over 151.5, and I didn't. 149.5 right now. 81-45 for St. Peter's. Tennessee are just rolling St. Peter's right now. You know, if you're the Vols, and there's always a lot of negativity and question marks around your team, you want to show up and just absolutely murder the opposition. It gets your confidence going, and that's the reason tomorrow, guys, we've talked about it a couple of times this week, but I think big man Houston are going to murder Longwood, specifically early in the basketball game. And it's 15.5 in the first half, but I think Houston are going to send a massive message and get back on track after losing by 28 in their last game. They want to get momentum, confidence, and Longwood are going to be sacrificial lambs. Wrong team, wrong place, wrong time for Longwood.
I would think this game is very similar to the Tennessee game tonight. I mean, it's very indicative, same type of game. Both teams coming in off of embarrassing exits in their conference tournaments. You know, high seeds, I agree, 100%. I laid 14.5. It's now up to 15.5. I also, I might lay all the numbers tomorrow in the one-seed games. You know, I think Connecticut pounds Stetson. I think Houston pounds Longwood, and I think Purdue pounds lowly Grambling.
College of Charleston and Alabama. This spread feels high, doesn't it, guys, at 9.5?
Yes.
With Alabama's poorest defensive play. I mean, the total is 173.5, and when you get these super high point spread type of games, generally telling you that they're going to be trading points all game here. What do you think of this one, big man? It can't lay 9.5 with Alabama, in my opinion.
I agree with this just because this game reminds me a lot of the game tonight with Kentucky-Oakland, right? I mean, Charleston can make shots, man. They're a bucket-getting team. They got plenty of shooters.
And Charleston are better than Oakland, I would say, too. I know comparison. We're not all comparing it, but Charleston can play for real. Like, not that Oakland can't, you know what I mean? But Charleston are real.
Alabama's worse defensively than Kentucky. I agree. I took 10 here. I thought this game was kind of – you remember Kennesaw last year? Kennesaw hung with Xavier, made it kind of a track meet. I could see that again here. I agree with you.
So you said you're looking at the one seeds rolling tomorrow. Purdue, 26.5-point favorites. They got a Grambling State team that, of course, was just in the play-in. What do you think, Purdue? Are Purdue poised to win by 27 in this game? Are they going to send the same message? I don't know if it's a lot of points for Purdue to be laying. Do you like Purdue to win by this many points?
Yeah, but then you look and you realize, Purdue beat Samford 98-45. They beat Moorhead by 30. Two teams beat Texas Southern by 32.
Yeah.
Grambling, I felt bad listening to their coach last night when he was asked about what are you going to do against Zach Edey. What do you do? I mean, this team has nobody above the 6'8", I don't think.
I like this little locker room speech, though. When he said, we've been dealing and playing against giants all year. We're having another giant on deck. See, the only thing is, when you said it, too, like Grambling say, when you look, they played a tough schedule earlier in the year. They lost by 50 every time. They got killed against really good teams.
SportsGrid's going to have you covered for this NCAA tournament.
That's the movie that we know. When it's win or go home, they love to go home.
Tennessee's now in my phony club. They should all get together and drink green tea.
Furman's going to have a chance. That is a team I'm betting on right now.
We are feeling this. You are feeling this at home. The excitement and the atmosphere.
Only on SportsGrid.
The NC State game on Saturday against North Carolina that stood out most to me, that they not only went on a 5-day heater like they did in '83 when Valvano took them another 6 games and they won the national championship.
The committee didn't sit there at the beginning of the week and think that Oregon, New Mexico, NC State, Duquesne, they didn't sit there planning for all those teams to go and win.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
I think JMU is going to knock off Wisconsin. I think JMU, with the way that they can score the ball and spread you out, Wisconsin struggles to defend. They're in the bottom third in defensive efficiency.
Iowa State's not going to beat you with offense necessarily. They're just not. Illinois will beat you with offense. I like Illinois. I don't love them enough to beat UConn. You got to guard at some point. Give me Connecticut to make the Final Four.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. Pro League Soccer, powered by Marca.
I would be willing to bet the under 2.5 goals.
Fantasy sports today.
Especially in head-to-head formats in fantasy, I think I'm going to go with Juan Soto.
Game time decisions.
People don't like it. I don't really care. I cannot believe anybody is betting the Clippers at this number.
Betting above the rim.
All I've heard you say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live, all access.
Nobody has been more profitable as a dog than Shaka Smart teams.
Winning back-to-back road games. I don't care if they're playing Topeka High. I wouldn't give them any chance whatsoever.
In-game live, prime time.
Back-to-back, just utterly stinker quarters.
In-game live, overtime.
Honestly, as you sit here and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
6 unanswered goals for the Edmonton Oilers tonight.
That's about right.
Wow. Wheels fell off for the Sabres there tonight,
Yeah,
Cameron.
It's kind of a Buffalo thing. You know, the wheels kind of fall off a lot of things.
Yep. I'm aware.
Yep.
So the woman started. Big man, you cashed a ticket tonight with Holy Cross. Let me know next time Buddy sends you a woman's pick here.
Yeah, give me
some kid
number.
put it out, and he's been killing it in women, so I bet it.
Speaking of women, so the South Carolina Gamecocks, I talked about this like with Brett Beard a couple of weeks ago. Everybody talks so much about Caitlin Clark, and everyone talks about LSU so much. Nobody actually talks about the damn team that was 32-0, that never loses, except they did need that Destiny 3. The girl banked it in off the glass, which was epic. And then she shoved the girl. Did you see the fight, big man? That was great.
I didn't know.
No, you didn't see. South Carolina was playing LSU in the SEC championship. South Carolina won, but the girl on LSU deliberately shoved and elbowed a girl, like as she was walking by. And there's a girl on South Carolina, bro. Like, I think she's like 6'6", 6'7", and she's thick. She's big. It was the girl that hit the 3. She just shoved the girl to the court. The girl went down like a rag doll, hit the wood hard, and the girl on LSU's brother ran onto the floor from the stands. He came down and jumped onto the court to try to. It's like, what, you got to fight the girl on South Carolina? Right? But the cops grabbed the guy. Mulkey was like, oh, I'd like to see her pick on Angel Reese. I'm like, she'll beat the crap out of Angel Reese, too. You don't want to get Angel beat up, but the woman's is spirited. It's spirited, this stuff. UConn have a really hard path there, too. I just want to say that. Like for you, Iowa do.
I bet South Carolina tomorrow.
Let's go.
53.5.
53. 53.5.
Yeah, but keep in mind, they beat Mississippi Valley State this year 101-19. They beat Clemson 109-40. They beat Morgan State 104-38. 53 is a bargain.
It's up to 55 right now. Oh, they're playing Presbyterian. So looking at Michigan State, North Carolina woman, 5, Maine and Ohio State. Ohio State are really good guys. Ohio State are a power as well. They're laying 27.5 to Maine. Duke lay 11. I'm looking. Does Iowa play? Where's Iowa here? Keep scrolling. Iowa State. No. It's Iowa on Friday. Iowa have been a good fade. I've bet against them. That's why I'm looking. I don't see them here. They've been a good fade, actually.
They play Holy Cross.
Yeah, because they lay so much because of Caitlin Clark. They're overvalued. Like, they're the one team that people bet a lot, right? Like in Big Ten play, I've cashed a couple of tickets against them because they're just laying too many points.
South Carolina.
Michigan Holy Cross won by 28 today. What are they going to? What's your estimate of what they're going to get? Are they going to get like their boatloads?
Probably 25, maybe.
Oh, it's the play-in. Okay, so they get Iowa as the 1 seed. You said, oh, okay, yeah.
Listen, South Carolina's going to win by 70 tomorrow. Seriously.
I'm not. I know. I'm laughing, but you're right. Like, what's the over? Like 68.5? Yeah, no, they're gonna. It's gonna be like 100 to like 32 or something. Yeah,
the line's 53.5. Like I said,
up to 55. 55 now.
55. Wow.
Yeah, in a 40-minute game. All right, so it's 52-49 NC State right now, with 11.5 left. So this game looks like this is the one that's going to come down to the wire. Drake and Washington State, here we are, 45-44 with 12.5 left in the basketball game. Very competitive games. And the second half is off and running with Samford and Kansas. And Kansas off to a strong start here, a 7-2 jump. If you're Samford, man, you needed to start this half strong. You cut the lead to 10. Just sort of, chip away here and make it a game.
They just can't get stops. I mean, they have no other way to play, and this is where you imagine if McCullough was playing in this game, they'd be up 25. This is why I don't ever understand why these guys are so interested in just calling an upset before you actually look at the game. You can't press a team like this and expect to do well. And again, they have no other way to play. They can't just play zone and slow it down. They don't have any other way.
So Vermont is getting 12 now, big man, against Duke.
Wow.
Trying to talk myself into the Catamounts here.
You know what I played here? I've been looking for props on I don't play props much, but I think Filipowski is a big game in this one. I don't know if Vermont has anyone that can deal with him. I'm trying to get a prop on him. I think he has a pretty big game here. I'm kind of looking to target just him as a player.
I can't disagree with that. Vermont won't have the size to deal with him. But I think Vermont are going to slow the game down, though. So at least Vermont, if Vermont can hit some shots, they can hang around. But problem with Vermont is, can they win the game outright? No. So then, you're taking a dog. It's sort of like if you're taking a dog, you kind of want to believe, can they win the game outright? Yes. Texas A&M and Nebraska. Very intriguing game, big man. Contrasting styles here. Nebraska like to pop that three-point shot. Texas A&M, everybody talks about guard play. One thing about Texas A&M that I do like a lot, too, they do have a chip on their shoulder, this team. I think they're better than their record indicates. They were they were on the outside looking in last year. They were the one team last year that was like, they probably should have been in the tournament, and they didn't get in. I think it sort of carries over, big man, from last year. They want to make an impression here. Nebraska are good, but the game's not in Nebraska. Nebraska is such a home-dominant team. Game's a pick 'em, though. Nebraska's -1 right now. Who do you like in this game?
Yeah, they added this kid, Obaseki, into the lineup, and ever since they added him in, they have been really good. They've won 5 of the last 6 or 5 of the last 7. He's really given them a shot in the arm offensively, which is what they needed. This is one of the worst offensive teams in this tournament. But again, every time a team plays A&M, I look at the opponent's rebounding numbers. Nebraska, one of the worst rebounding teams in this tournament. Texas A&M grabbed 42% of their misses. That is, again, unbelievable. It's rare you see that. A&M very reliant on getting to the line and creating offensive rebounds. I think that's a good path to win against Nebraska. As you alluded to, it's also not in Nebraska, which, again, going on the road was tough this year at times for this group. You look at their road wins in conference. Their road wins in conference came against Indiana and Michigan. Sorry, Gabe, not exactly difficult.
He knows.
The Michigan women's team is better than the Michigan's men's team. We'll see who the new coach of Michigan is, actually. There was a lot of talk about May of Florida Atlantic. I don't know if that's really going to happen. I think the guy from Princeton's the guy to keep your eye on, Henderson. I know they like him. Colorado and Florida. Colorado, and Michigan's defensive line coach, their football coach that they just hired, just resigned because he just got busted for drunk driving, like on campus type of deal. So never a dull day. My other team, I got a gambling scandal with Shohei Ohtani. It never ends.
Hey, Gabe, what about – they'll never hire him. What about Bob Huggins?
No, I'm not down with Huggins.
Sorry, big man. That's a horrible idea. What's he gonna do? Drive it up on campus? Hey guys,
If Izzo left Michigan State, Michigan State would probably hire him. They wouldn't mind his background. Michigan's too uptight. We're not in.
Settle down. Sporty covered for us today and won. They were a friend today.
It's true.
Yes.
And all the kids on Michigan, they're hitting the transfer portal right now. They're gonna have to rebuild this thing. Colorado and Florida, big man. What do you think about this one? Look, what is it? 11 of the 12 years that we've had to play in with the first 4, one of the teams has moved on and advanced. Well, it ain't going to be Colorado State, and it ain't going to be Grambling State. It was not Wagner, obviously, who just got smashed today. Is it Colorado against Florida? And I like this Florida team down the stretch, but I think that might have been their run right there. I don't really want to get in front of this Colorado team right now. Colorado are +1.5 against the Gators right now, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't really want to get in front of them either. They do seem like a team that's going to go on a little bit of a run. They're really talented. They have 3 or 4 NBA players on this team. I got to tell you, I think this one's much different than the one the other night. I think this is first to 80 wins. This should be a fun game. 2 teams that like to run, 2 teams that are good offensively. And 2 teams that have NBA players all over the court. 2 fun teams. I like the over here.
I know one game you're looking to smash tomorrow. The Auburn Tigers against Yale.
Yeah. This is not Princeton of last year, right? The Ivy League, I don't think it's going to be around very long in this tournament. And this really just goes to the fact that Auburn crush every team they play. Anytime they win a game, it's by double digits. Getting into the half court against them is a disaster. Yale, very isolated, very isolation-based. I have a real concern about if they can get to 60 in this game. Something tells me I don't know if this will be Tennessee St. Peter's, but I think this is like 82-62. I think Yale get beat up. Auburn's really good. Bunch of rim protectors. I think Yale gets crushed here.
Gabe, I got to tell you, Sanford, like Kansas, it's like that pig at Homer Simpson's barbecue. He's flying away right now. I'm not sure if it's still good. Like, we're down 19 now. It's a lot of points.
They did just hit a 3, but it's done.
And I got to tell you, Texas Tech's in big trouble too. Like, they're down 10 with NC State's playing good. This is
wow.
Okay, wow. It should have stuck.
So that continues the theme, Cam, though, sort of Colorado. A lot of people expect teams that win their conference tournament, especially as an underdog, that the bubble is going to burst after.
Yeah, not this year.
You know what I mean? And look, it hasn't with NC State right now. We've seen other tournament teams, but with New Mexico's
Duquesne won their game, and somebody else won their game today as a tournament champion too.
There was another one tonight. You're right.
Yeah, they're 3-0, and like it looks like very, very. You know what? It used to be fade material, but it's the opposite this year. Like, these teams actually are coming out hot. They're not slowing down. Who else was it? Illinois. Illinois won the Big Ten. Yes.
Which leads us to there was another one though, even Cam, I think. One of the more upstart ones. Illinois wasn't really a shocker one. I think there was another one here.
But still, I'm saying, like, imagine they're flawless right now. They have not none of the conference tournament champions have lost today.
Oh, Oregon. Oregon was the other one.
Oregon, yes, another one. Oregon too, yes.
Yeah, that was the one. The Ducks.
Wow.
Yeah, the Ducks. And look, some of the teams that didn't win their conference tournament ends up getting it done, like we saw with Dayton. All right, so back to tomorrow's card, because, man, this show's just flying by here this evening. Looking at the earlier games here, so that's what I was going to say. Similar situation with Yale and Auburn and the Colgate-Marquette game. This number's gone up, though, right now. Baylor laying 14 against Colgate. First game of the day is FAU and Northwestern. Big man, what do you think about FAU here, Northwestern? This one, there should be some points put up on the board. Although a lot of these early games do seem to go under. What do you think about this game with FAU laying 3 right now?
Yeah, this total's gotten crushed. I bet it at 140.5. I see it up to 143.5. Two teams that should score efficiently. FAU can't stop anybody. FAU also has plenty of options that they can score. I thought this was first of 75 wins.
Marquette, are they going to smash Western Kentucky, or is that too high, 14.5?
Sanford and Western Kentucky, very similar teams. All they do is go, go, go. This could be concerning for them.
SportsGrid's going to have you covered for this NCAA tournament.
That's the movie that we know. When it's win or go home, they love to go home.
Tennessee's now in my phony club. They should all get together and drink green tea.
Furman's going to have a chance. That is a team I'm betting on right now.
We are feeling this. You are feeling this at home. The excitement and the atmosphere.
Only on SportsGrid.
The NC State game on Saturday against North Carolina that stood out most to me, that they not only went on a 5-day heater like they did in '83 when Valvano took them another 6 games and they won the national championship.
The committee didn't sit there at the beginning of the week and think that Oregon, New Mexico, NC State, Duquesne, they didn't sit there planning for all those teams to go and win.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I think JMU is going to knock off Wisconsin. I think JMU, with the way that they can score the ball and spread you out, Wisconsin struggles to defend. They're in the bottom third in defensive efficiency.
Iowa State's not going to beat you with offense necessarily. They're just not. Illinois will beat you with offense. I like Illinois. I don't love them enough to beat UConn. You got to guard at some point. Give me Connecticut to make the Final Four.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Pro League Soccer, powered by Marca.
I would be willing to bet the under 2.5 goals.
Fantasy sports today.
Especially in head-to-head formats in fantasy, I think I'm going to go with Juan Soto.
Game time decisions.
People don't like it. I don't really care. I cannot believe anybody is betting the Clippers at this number.
Betting above the rim.
All I've heard you say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live, all access.
Nobody has been more profitable as a dog than Shaka Smart teams.
Winning back-to-back road games. I don't care if they're playing Topeka High. I wouldn't give them any chance whatsoever.
In-game live, prime time.
Back-to-back, just utterly stinker quarters.
In-game live, overtime.
Honestly, as you sit here and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Well, they don't call it March Madness for nothing, because at some point of the day when you're watching this, you're going to get mad and or crazy. Although one man's treasure is another man's trash, and one man's loss is another one's win. 63-46 right now for Kansas over Samford. Samford had been overwhelmed all game long. They went on a run before the end of the half. They even missed a couple of shots. They could have cut it to like 6 or 8, but it was 10. And then Kansas just came out strong in the second half. Samford are trying to hang around right now. So, as I said, they're down by 17, but now they're getting frustrated. This got nailed with a flagrant foul. Hunter Dickinson just missed both free throws, though. Cam, you got some best bets for us on the way out here? And any golf? What's going on with the golf? What do you got for us on the way out?
Actually, you're doing really well with the golf. Good start for Nick Taylor and a lot of our guys, Gabe. Three under, the leaders right now. We almost had a first-round leader, but Kevin Streelman, a guy who's playing on the senior tour, basically shot like a 7 under today. It was shocking when the conditions cleared, but we're doing well there. No live golf yet, Gabe, but a couple plays for tomorrow with the basketball we'll get to. And I'm with you guys on Florida Atlantic. We'll take the money line. I like UAB plus 7.5 against San Diego State. Hope it's not a trap. This is the one I am going to fade the public on. I could get wrong. I'm taking Clemson plus 2.5 against New Mexico. That's just more of a fade the public play. I like Texas A&M plus 1.5 against Nebraska. And I lean St. Mary's, but I'm very scared of Grand Canyon, Morency. And I don't know what we're going to do in the NHL tomorrow. You got any picks there? But right now, I just got to worry about tonight's board. Tomorrow's tomorrow.
Big man, I know you're hammering Auburn tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I definitely like Auburn. I definitely like all the 1 seeds as well. I'm going to play them. I just think these 6 teams are in over their heads. And in 7 minutes in Australia, Townsville, I like the 2, but it's getting destroyed. So
the 2-horse at Townsville.
Oh, you're playing Townsville. Holy geez, big man. Your horse racing game is extravagant.
Yeah. Oh, well, now it's down.
That's big man being mad about.
Yeah. He's betting on a spite against Wazoo.
Losing about Washington State. Like, I would bet the ponies now.